So the Dallas Cowboys have positioned themselves this particular offseason and going into now the training camp to say we are going to rely on our young guys and youth and the draft to really push us forward to become a better football team. We all know that Cowboy loves to do that, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun watching these young guys duke it out to try and get a roster spot. So in today's video, we're going to talk about guys from the 2022 draft class and the rookies in general, and that's including the undrafted guys, to really get a sense of who I'm going to be watching in this training camp to see who progresses and tries to make the 53-man roster. So down below in the comments, if you have a guy that you're rooting for and are looking at this training camp, feel free to share. On top of that, if you can like the video, that'd be awesome. Please make sure to do so as it helps it perform better in YouTube's algorithm. Subscribe for more Cowboys Training Camp content and hit the notification bell so you get a notification when a new video comes out. So some of these guys I've already talked about. I know one of them. I'll just start with him. Sam Williams. I have him being the surprise guy of training camp. And so I think that when you look at him, that's going to be a character to watch. You know, how does Dan Quinn work with him and make him a better player? I don't want to go any further than that because I've already did a whole video talking about Sam Williams. The next guy, your first round pick, Tyler Smith. It's not the fact of who he is. It's more so where the Cowboys play him is going to be the question mark. We know that he was playing left tackle. And, you know, we know the question marks about the technique and stuff like that. It looks like they're going to start him at guard. But the big thing is, do they have the plan in place to play him at left tackle going forward? So please keep an eye out on where Tyler Smith is playing, not just with the first team, but also with the second team. Because if the second team has him playing at left tackle, I think we have an indication of what the Cowboys' plan will be if things go haywire. So there's that. Another guy that I'm excited for is Jalen Tolbert. Yes, another in the top 3 of the draft class where, you know, I'm shocked that he fell to the Cowboys in the 3rd round. And with that, you know, he has a real chance to solidify himself as in the top 3. I think he's going to start day 1. With Michael Gallup being out, and we don't know how much longer he will be out, I think that he could step up. But the whole hamstring stuff is going to bother me, and so that's something I'm going to monitor going forward. But I think he has an easy route to the roster, but I'm really curious to see how the Cowboys try to scheme him into the offense. Now, moving to the undrafted free agents, there are 2 in particular that I'm really excited for. And one of them is the tight ends, and that's Peyton Hendershot, the guy out of Indiana, because you look at this guy, and I think that he could make a play for tight end 3, you know, and I really liked what I saw from him. You know, we had conversations about Hendershot during the spaces we did leading up to training camp. He's one of the undrafted free agents that I'm rooting for as I put him in this video. I believe that he, you know, with the skill set that he brings, can be a guy that you could see be, you know, used in the season. And I'm not saying the guy is going to be used a whole lot, you know, because you already have a guy in Jake Ferguson, who's your tight end 2 automatically. You have a guy in Dalton Schultz that's obviously your starting tight end. But I really am excited to see Peyton Hendershot on the team. Another offensive guy that is an undrafted free agent that I'm really excited to see is Alec Lindstrom, the center out of Boston College. Now, with him, he really has another good chance at making the team, but it comes down to him beating out 2 guys. Or really 1. Nah, he'd have to beat out 2 guys. I had to think about that for a second. If he is going to have a shot at getting the starting job, he has to not only beat out Matt Farniak, who is also vying for the starting job, but also Tyler Biadasz. Now, keep in mind that you have a guy in Stephen Jones coming out saying that there's open competition at the center spot, which is rare for him to say something like that. You know damn well that there's going to be an open competition there. Now, Alec Lindstrom in many people's mock drafts had him going in the third round, and people be like, oh, well, who cares where he's going? Well, he was very highly regarded as a prospect in this draft, and I really liked him. I thought that, hey, maybe the Cowboys can snag him up with one of their late round picks, because I felt like, maybe you can upgrade that position, and he definitely does. I think he has the build of a center that I'm very much wanting. And Matt Farniak could also compete, but the main thing is building that continuity on the offensive line. And so if Alec Lindstrom is doing very well, you could see him rise very much so in the ranks as the entire training camp moves forward. Now, for my final one, it's a defensive player, John Ridgeway. Okay, the guy out of Arkansas. He has an attitude that I really love, and I think that he could be one of those pieces in the defensive rotation you're looking for. And, with a guy like Osa Odigizua, you have Neville Gallimore already in there. You kind of need to add more guys outside of that, and so I think John Ridgeway could be that. It's just a matter of putting the pencil to the paper and seeing things pan out there. Can he play the run well? We'll see. I think that is more of I want to just see how he, responds to the pacing of the NFL. But again, those are the guys that I really am excited to see for this particular training camp from the rookie class. There are probably plenty others that we'll see moving forward, but I wanted to mention guys that I think had a realistic shot at making the roster. Like, Marquise Bell's another guy that I like, but again, I don't see a way he's going to make the roster, or, he might make the practice squad. But look, we'll see how things go. But those are my main guys that I'm looking at this particular training camp, and you guys should too. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, you name it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.